Okay. All right, so you guys ready to get started?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So as your warm-up, as you can see on the board, I have 12 different occupations. I took some from the card game that we played last class, okay? And some others that are from the unit and what we've talked about. What I want you to do is I want you to choose three different ones from the board, okay? And I want you to think of comparisons between those three occupations, okay? So for example, let's say I choose police officer, astronaut, and taxi driver. So of the three, I think police officers make more money than taxi drivers. Okay? This is just my opinion, okay? But I think astronauts have more free time than police officers and taxi drivers. Okay? So you are going to do the same. You're going to choose three, and you're just going to make a bunch of different comparisons. So remember we talked about last time, we talked about adjectives, the nouns, the verbs, and the past participles, right? So you're going to do the same. You're going to make different comparisons. Go ahead and write them down. Write them down because you will work with a partner after and you might forget some of them, okay? So go ahead and write down your three choices from the board and then your comparisons between them. So Khadijah, you're going to choose three from here, and you're going to make comparisons between those three, using those structures that we practiced last class. Okay? Yes, what is a homemaker? Ooh, good question. What is a homemaker? Homemaker. I have it as the last one here. What is a homemaker? So that's a maid, someone who cleans. A homemaker is someone who stays in the home and they don't get paid, but they take care of the home. Usually people think of maybe like the wife or the mother. She's a homemaker. So she doesn't work. She doesn't work outside the home. Yeah. So it's still a job, but you don't get paid for it. Okay? Yeah, so that's why I added that one there, because it's a little bit different, right? A little bit different than the other ones. Okay, so when you get a chance, we have different occupations, different jobs. You're going to choose three from the board, and I want you to make comparisons. So if you look on page 11 in the book from last class, we practiced comparisons, like more than, as. I want you to use those structures.
We have to choose three.
Three, yeah. So that way it provides a little more that you can use for those comparisons. Florist? Does anyone know what a florist is?
Buy flower.
Right, you provide the flowers, right? Like you have a anniversary coming up, and the husband will go to the florist and say, I want 12 roses, red roses for my wife.
You have to explain.
Which one?
When you choose to choose, you have to explain why it's more interesting.
Yeah, you can add more
You can
explanation.
choose.
There's 3 jobs. You're doing 3 jobs.
You have
Right?
to compare with the three.
Yeah, so you can, when you have the 3, for example, I had the police officer, the astronaut, and the taxi driver. You can make a comparison between the police officer and the taxi driver. One comparison, right? Their next comparison can be between the astronaut and the police officer. Yeah. Then the third comparison could be all 3. Yeah. So you can mix and match. It doesn't have to be all 3 all the time. You can compare 2 and then maybe the other 2 and then all 3 together. Which ones did you choose? More fun. More fun. That's what? Which one are you talking about?
No, it's just a word in French.
Oh, you're doing flips. Other side. Which one was it?
Another word.
Oh, okay. Can you give me the example that you were trying to think of?
Action is a work, and as I mentioned, repetition as a verb. Because both of them should make new things in their job.
Yeah,
A chef in the meals prepare, and for the florist, with the roses he prepared the.
I would say new creations.
Yes.
New creations, because that applies for both food and flowers.
Thank you.
Which jobs did you choose? Interesting ones. So is more well paid, more well. Take about 30 seconds to finish up with your comparisons. Okay, so what you're going to do now is with your partner, you are going to share what 3 jobs you chose and what comparisons you made, okay? So listen to your partner's decisions and what they made in comparisons. See if you can add more, something that they forgot. Or maybe like, oh, you talked about the salary, you talked about the hours, but you didn't talk about the satisfaction of the job. Or you didn't talk about the traveling required for the job, okay? I want you to do the same for your partner, all right? So both of you will share which jobs you chose, what comparisons you made, and then try to help each other fill it out even more. Anything that you might have forgot. Because it's easy to kind of always think about the same information, and then another person is like, wait, you completely forgot about all these other ideas, okay? So what I'd like to do is let's have people work with some different partners today. So what I'd like is, Chifa, if you can switch with Conde, okay? So you guys can switch, and Conde, if you can come over here. And let's see here, Sarah, if you can trade with Roya, please. Okay. Yes, so Conde, you'll be over here. Thank you, Yusuf. I know, right? It's been a long day, kind of sleepy, kind of tired. All right, and then... Yeah, I know. Khadijah needs to move. I want Khadijah to move. Yeah. Who has she not worked with for a while? Actually, if I can get Khadijah and who do you usually work with? Salma, don't you?
Just for what I guess.
I don't know about that.
I work with.
Yeah, actually, Salma and Khadijah, if you two can switch, because I just want everyone to have a new partner today. I know you said being a little too helpful for you there, Khadijah. Yeah, I just want people to have new partners, because we always end up talking to the same people. All right, so everyone has your partner now, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, all right? So I want you to do like I said, talk to them, share what jobs you chose and the comparisons you made, and see if you can help each other add a little bit more information, okay? All right, go ahead, work with your new partners. Yes. The risks. Yeah, the risks are greater for a police officer than a teacher, right? Safer, like safety. Which, okay, police officer, keeps the city safe. It's like his work, right? Keep the city safe. Finish? So, okay. Yeah. Finish? Okay. Alright, take about 30 seconds to finish. If you are not, I have 2 groups that are already done. Done? Alright, Miriam and Sarah. What was, let's see, with Miriam, what were the 3 jobs that you chose originally?
Police officer and taxi driver. And then the second one, florist and animator.
Okay, so you did those. So what was a comparison that you made between the police officer and the taxi driver?
I can write.
Yeah, you can just tell us, what was one of your comparisons?
Police officer is harder than taxi driver. A police officer don't have a specific time. He must work in any time if there is something urgent. And he always take risk in his job to save people.
Okay, good. Let me get another one. Salma, what were the 3 jobs that you chose? Yeah.
I chose the police officer, chef, and homemaker.
Okay, what was the comparison that you made between those?
A homemaker has as much work as chef because he must look after the house all the time.
Exactly, right? A homemaker is basically a chef and and a police officer for the children, right? Exactly. All right, Mary, what were the 3 that you chose?
We choose president of company, construction worker, and professor.
Okay, what was the comparison that you made?
We have construction worker work harder than president of company.
Okay.
But the president of company earn more money than construction worker.
Makes
Earn.
earn more. Okay, good. Earns more money definitely than a construction worker. Hande, what about you?
I compare president of company, professor, and animator.
Okay, so what was your comparison that you made?
Being president of company makes more money than being professor, but I think being animator is so interesting than being professor.
Good, very good. And our last group, Yusuf, what were the 3 that you chose?
Working as a radio DJ is more fun than being an opera singer, but working as an opera singer sounds more rewarding than working as an animator.
Good. Okay, you both chose a lot of creative jobs. I like that. Good. All right. So, what I'd like to do, you can move back, if you would like, to your original seats. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. All around. Okay. Are you looking? All right, here we go. Here we go. Conde, you ready? Ready? All right, here we go. My job is the worst. All right? Teaching is the absolute worst. The money is terrible. The students are rude and they talk and they never listen, especially when they're named Yusuf.
What?
Oh, terrible. And the hours, oh my gosh, I'm here every day for hours and hours, and it's so long, and it's just, I hate my job. It's the worst. I don't know why I'm here.
Really?
No, all lies, right? Not true, not true. But this is similar to what you are going to do in your role play, okay? You are going to be in groups. I'm going to put you in groups. Each one of you will choose a job from the unit, okay? And I want you to make a list of reasons why you wouldn't like it. You're going to complain, okay? Everybody loves to complain, right? You want to think about what is negative, what is difficult, what is boring about it. Why is it the worst? Examples, salaries, hours, location, students, right? Terrible. And you are going to role play with your group, right? You're a bunch of friends, let's say from school. It's been many years, and now you have come together for a reunion. And you're talking about your jobs. But you all hate your jobs. You hate it. You're miserable. And you want to tell them why. But here's the thing. You want to keep them you're telling them why your job is the worst compared to theirs. Right? So for example, let's see. Miriam, how many hours do you work right now for your job?
I don't know. Sometimes I work at night. Sometimes I work full time or part of time. Independent of my work.
Yeah?
I don't have a specific time to work.
Oh, you're lucky. I have to be here all the time.
No.
All these hours. My job is so much harder than yours. So much harder. No, fight me, argue. What would be harder?
This is your choice.
You wanted to be a teacher. No. So I just said my hours are much worse, okay? So now your turn. How is your job worse than mine? Think of different things. Think of location. Think of the people.
You earn more money than a person of freelance, because me, if I work as a freelance, I have to looking for a customer.
Mm-hmm.
I have to work outside and work at home. I have to manage my time.
Mm-hmm.
For you can work just all day, but sometimes I work all day and all night if I have urgent work. Especially if I have a client, it's hard to work with him. I think something like this. You
Yes,
have
exactly.
a specific time to work, but me, I don't have. Sometimes all the time I work on the weekend.
Yeah, exactly. So that's perfect, right? So I started off saying, oh, you know, my job is so much worse. I have to be here, blah, blah. But then you came back and said, yeah, but my job is a lot worse because I have to work basically all the time as a freelancer, right? So this is what you're going to do with your group. We're going to have a group of three, and, we have Hassan just came in. So, 3. No, I want to have a mix. So we'll have 4, 4, and 3. Okay? We'll have a group of 4, a group of 4, and a group of 3. All right? And you're going to do this. Each of you?
Choose one.
Yeah, so each person's going to choose their own job, right? So this is your role, is you are now out of school, you are at a reunion, and you need to choose what your job is. Think about why it's awful, why is it terrible, and with your group, you're going to role play this discussion.
If you don't have job, you have to imagine.
Yes, yeah, if you don't have a job right now, yeah, I want you to choose another job. I don't want you to complain about your job. This would be very depressing if we were all just complaining about our own lives. I want you to choose something else because I want you to be creative and really think about it, okay? So here's the thing. I want you guys to practice with each other because when you're finished, you will do the role play for the class, okay? And the class will vote which job they think is the worst based off of your role play, okay? So you're basically trying to convince the class that your job is the worst, and here is why. A, B, C, D. Okay? All right. So let's have I want. Let's see. We'll have a group of let's do 4 here. We'll do 3 and 4. Okay? All right. Yusuf, are you okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
On tourne comme ça.
It wouldn't. It would not. It would not be. Okay? So we have group of 4, group of 4, and group of 3. Thinking about jobs, why it's terrible, practice your role play. You can make notes about your role play, okay? You can make notes. So you don't have to go directly from memory. Why don't you move over so that you can hear them? Manager of okay, yeah, a construction manager. Just switch the words. Construction manager. Good one, politician. No, you're supposed to argue against it. Something worse than a politician. Dealer, yeah. Car dealer, that's the switch. Yeah, the adjective, yeah, in front. Car dealer. Yes. What? What are we talking about?
Animal and
Butcher. Butcher. Yeah, the you. Butcher. Non, c'est juste pour we mean afterwards, like. Yeah, retired. After you retire, that's when you finish your career, right? Retirement. Yeah. So R-E-I-R-E. Yeah, retirement. Yeah, so retirement's the noun, the verb is to retire. So when you retire, you. So You would say probably to fulfill. Fulfill? F-U-L? Yeah. F-U-L-F-I-L. Fulfill the needs, right? So you need a new manager. So you look for somebody who fulfills the needs, who answers, matches the needs of that position. Fulfill.
Customers for a restaurant.
Did you change the homemaker?
Because on the week, full time, 6 months. Because on Saturday, we don't work.
So when you start practicing the dialogue, if you look at page 12 on the bottom, they have a sample between the students, and you can see how you can naturally, page 12, you can see how you can naturally discuss these differences. So when you start practicing, you can look on page 12 and they have a sample dialogue. So when you are practicing, you can kind of look here and see how they structure the conversation. Okay?
But we have to compare with two people or just
All
write
of
a
you.
paragraph.
All
Yes.
of you.
We want to choose one job.
Yeah.
And we write this job like a paragraph.
Not like a paragraph. So you are 4 friends at a cafe. Okay? 4 friends at a cafe, and you are discussing your careers, your jobs. And you're saying, I wish I was a freelancer because my job is so difficult. I have so many hours, my salary is terrible. And then, you came back and said, with a freelancer, I'm basically working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's terrible. Then here comes Roya. Well, let me tell you about being a chef. It's terrible. So you're going to have a conversation.
Without write a paragraph.
You don't need to write a paragraph. No, I was saying you can make notes. Make notes about it, but you're going to have a conversation about it. At the dialogue here, it's the idea. Yeah, his worst thing, yeah. And so I want you to have more like a conversation. So like if Conde talks about his salary, maybe Roya talks about how bad her salary is. But then you say, okay, well, your salary is bad, but you have good hours. You have good hours in your job. So it's comparing between them, but it's all negative. It's all negative. All negative.
I don't choose for I don't choose I'm choosing the job. Everyone has to choose one job.
Yes.
For example, in a bank,
You have a say
it's worse than this one. I want to say
we say behind the scenes. Behind the scenes. You're basically very important, but nobody knows you, right? So we would say
Behind the
Behind the scenes. Behind the scenes. Behind, we would say
Teenagers.
If you want, at the time you want, you can start the but the container will have to be
case of the company.
equal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you have to respect the time. You have to be in your place all the full time, all the 6 days. And then the salary.
It's not English.
Salary is less because but salary is not
Like almost like the product, like the what you can produce. Material. What you use, yeah. Expenses. What you pay. So you would say the quality and for expense. EX. It's similar to EX, PEN.
but in bank you
Expense. So what you pay, yeah. Good, okay, good.
but you have to be focused and concentrated. If you make just a little
Dangerous behavior, yeah, it's a noun. To behave
you
is
can
the
have
verb,
more
yeah.
Sometimes you
That was
can
an argument here. I told you, yeah.
go to
Alright, so now that you guys are having some stuff written up,
Yeah,
use this dialogue as an example. Right? So you're gonna have a conversation between very different parts of your job, okay? So look at page 12.
why you
My job is medical assistant.
Yeah. So here's a sample dialogue. So when you're talking, for example, you did it like, oh, how's your salary? What's your salary?
The medical assistant
Earns more than you?
less educated staff.
Oh, tell me. What about your hours? What about your hours?
Have less salary.
So you're gonna, I want you to have, don't just read a paragraph and the next person reads a paragraph. I want it to be a conversation between your 3 friends at a cafe complaining about work.
To assist us in operations or something like that, So you have to move to the hospital. And it's so hard to be a medical assistant.
I work as a caregiver.
Yes, living with like all the
And I have
your patients in your head. And it's difficult. But my job.
No, because my job, you have to get, when you say, if you say it's like that, you have to get paid normal. But me, if you say it or not, my money don't change. Stay at less
It's like in my job, they don't recognize my
lot of hours.
Because they think my work is a basic work. Everybody can do that. It just can't. But I think more difficult than that. And I take more risks for my health because being all the time with money is not good for
Luxury.
can be sick all the time and
Yes, mentality. Someone's mentality, like how they think about it.
like
Like he has a positive mentality. You said has a negative. Always on you. Hamza's not here, so I have to put him on you.
and
My work is about so
I'm working like like you know, I say all the words, of course. You agree with me? The work we
You have
how to cut your hand or
and in the
people so hard. You can't finish the cook, the people can eat it and say not
you have to do a good quality experience and make more money in Europe or USA, make more money than being engineer.
what?
Being engineer.
No. Engineer.
Being engineer.
Make more money than engineer.
Yes.
The games?
In Europe or the day, what's USA?
So the production. Okay.
In terms
Yeah, losses and gains basically.
But think about your own.
There's a special word. It's right on the. Let me check this out. What is the French word? I don't know what it means. I can say it, but I don't know. Do you know what it means? Yeah, what is that in English?
Is the result.
So it says yield. Yield is basically it's a corporate term, you know, for what you gain, what you So I would say probably
It's
yield.
It's our working job.
Finish good, okay? You have about a minute to finish, and then you will perform for the class. So if you guys are finished, I have okay. No, you guys are good. This is good. So what I'd like you to do is go ahead and move your desk over because I want you to be in front of everybody. So they can hear you. So you're gonna move over. It's like we're all at a coffee shop. They're gonna listen in. They're gonna listen in to you. Yeah, because I don't want your back. So Sunday, you're gonna kind of sit here. Sit here. Yeah. And then Mary, a little closer. And then Roy and Ariel. So you're gonna. I want you to kind of face this thing here. No, you're gonna stay there. Yeah. Because if they only see your back, it's hard to hear, right? And it's hard to understand what they're saying. Yes, here I can talk. Okay. So Roy, got it? Okay.
You should practice
Hey, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 2. Okay. 1. All right. Let's get started. So we have our first bunch of friends. They are back in Marrakesh. They're over at Starbucks getting a coffee. And they are sharing about their lives and their work and how terrible their jobs are. Okay? So I want you to listen to what their jobs are and how they complain. And then at the end, we'll take a vote of who has the worst job of them. All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, action. Go, in your group.
Let's tell you about the worst thing in my job. You have to work. Sometimes you don't have a specific work. You have to work full day and sometimes at night. You have to work in. Sometimes you work in several projects at the same time. So you have to manage your time and your schedule. And for the first time, when you start to looking for a client, lots of clients they pay you less for the first time because this is the first job with him. So you have to when you look for this client for the first time, you don't have to look for money. You look just for experience. That's because all the people at first they pay you less. And sometimes you find some clients they didn't pay you. You can work and they didn't pay you. That's the bad thing.
I think you're lucky, but let me talk you with about my job. I think my job is the worst because I'm bank teller. Every time you're freelance, you can start your work at the time you want, like 10 o'clock. But me, every day I have to be at my job at 8 o'clock. And I work full time.
But you finish early.
No,
If it's your time, you can leave. If you leave at 5 o'clock, you leave. But if I have much work, I can't say it's 5 o'clock. I have to leave. I have to work.
But I have specific hour. I start at 8 o'clock and 8 o'clock a.m. and I finish at 5 o'clock p.m. all day, 6 days per week, and I have to every time do same thing, like counting money all the time. I count money, and I have to take more risk for my health because the smell of money is not good for the health. But the bank
Not all the time.
No, I'm just listening. I'm just listening. I am not here. Not here.
the bank don't see that, and they just have to. They think my job is the basic work. Everybody can do that because I have to count money all the time, and if I do a little mistake, I can have big problems. You know, sometimes if you
But the best,
You-
but I think the best thing in your job that you have all the you have in each month you have a salary, not like me.
but
For a freelancer, your work is hard. But when you work as a freelancer, you can work. For example, you can work good 3 months or 5 months. But there is some months you don't have money. You don't work. For
Yes.
example, if you take a holiday or take a break, they pay you. But me, if I don't work, I don't have money.
yes, but
I take a break, I don't have money. I don't have a salary.
I have a similar situation because if I'm sick for more time 3 months or 4 months, I can lost my job.
No, you can give a certificate and you can stay in your work.
Yes, but
If you have
my job, they need a new person to do my job.
someone he can replace you and make it in your place just for the period when you
But
will be
if
absent.
there is a period, there is a few period. If I will not be back in this period. Yes, in the
No.
bank, and I have every time I'm with customer. Or
Client.
bank, I don't know what they say.
Customer.
Customer, yes, they all time come and talk with me about the problem I don't know, but they don't know that just they want their money or they have a problem of their account. They talk with me and I'm here. I'm every time bored, you know. But it's very difficult to to stay in.
All customers are difficult. That's
And the problem, I just have few time to eat or to take coffee. But if I'm eating, I have to think about money. But and every day I touch money. I touch much of money, lot of money, but I'm just here to see that count and see. It's so difficult to live in that situation.
Okay. All right. Good. So I think we've got some good argument between Conde and Miriam. What about Roya and Barry?
My job is
Don't. I'm not here. You're. Yeah.
as a doctor. I think he has a lot of responsibility because you have a life between your hands, and if you didn't work the operation really well, you are going to live someone's life. So it's difficult, and also you have to be focused in the patient, and you have more hours because sometimes the operation has spent 3 hours and 4 hours if it's really difficult.
So your job is, I think it's good because doctors have a good education and we go at high school, at university too. But my job is medical assistant, So I don't have enough education or a good salary because me, I'm not the master degree. Master, you know. So when you are in operation and stay back and give you the truth, you know. So me, I not have specific time to work. I can stay at home and you call me at the middle of the night. Come right now the hospital. I need you to assist me in the operation. So I have to leave my bed and go. You know. So and what when you are serving you